back to my studio. It's the most glorious day today. I don't know where you are in the world, but I hope you're having some sunshine like we're having today. It's absolutely beautiful. We get a lot of rain here in Cumbria because that's the kind of place it is, and that's what makes it the Lake District. Those of you who don't know it, it's known as the Lake District really because it's full of lakes, and to make lakes you need rain. So today I'm just celebrating. It's been lovely over the weekend, absolutely beautiful. I managed to get my chickens and my geese smoked out all in one day yesterday. We had this lovely day yesterday. A group of friends came over and there were some youngsters with them. And they came to help my husband cut back some of the willow. They came and chopped, we have mammoth willow. Some of it's mammoth willow, which is really big chunky stuff. And we use that for our stoves. And a friend is actually going to be building something with them. So it was great. We had people here and it was the most beautiful day. And my husband was down with them cutting these things back. As I say, and the young lad, he's only like 10 or something. He just couldn't wait to get out there with his saw and start cutting. And it was just so lovely to see young people outside, all of us out enjoying the fresh air and just being out in nature, muddy, messy, clarty, whatever, but just real, like real living. I think being outdoors, you just can't beat it. It's so good. So today, back in my studio, where else would I be on a Monday morning? It's lovely to have you here, and a very warm welcome if it's your very first visit to me. It's great to have you here. I just love sharing what I'm doing. I try and keep it really simple. I'm not trying to make workshops for people because I think that puts pressure on me, and I think it puts pressure on you to actually create something and make something in a set time. Whereas I feel if I just show you stuff that I'm doing, maybe that'll inspire you to get going with some of your own fabrics and your own machine. If you haven't got an embellisher, well, you know, just do it without, play around and see what effect you get. You could use the similar techniques to what I'm using and just see what effect you get. It'll be different. I'm thrilled that people are getting their embellishers out of their cupboards and finding a way to use them that they didn't realise could happen. So it's all just really good. So today I'm very excited because this piece is so full of colour. I mean, it's really a strange coincidence that I decided to show you my pink sofa and this piece is just totally pink. It's just really so funny. I think it makes me laugh because it feels like what we need. It feels like what we need is pink, pink, pink for love, pink for hearts and heart-centered and compassion and kindness in the world. Let's have more of that, eh? Lots more pink, that's what I say. So I'm going to get on and show you where we've got to, and I'm so excited about that. Okay, so this is where we've got to. I'll show you the top edges and I'll sort of shuffle it down a little bit for you. I'm sorry, it's rather large, this. It's taking up most of the camera space on my bench. And there we go. So we've got these sort of light pinks over here and sort of shading into sort of darker colours over here, and then we've got this crazy bit of mustard yellow down here for whatever reason. No idea exactly where we're going with it today, but it's great to have it like this. It's quite exciting. Once I started getting all the colour down, it became quite exciting, I think. And obviously I've got this little basket here with some of the fabrics I haven't used yet, which are these dark ones and this incredible crazy green. So I'm going to just get on with it today. I'm going to get the embellisher going and I'm just going to put these on wherever they need to go. I don't know whether I need to do a bit more pink into it. I don't know. The don't knows are more than the knows at the moment, but I'm excited because I think that, you know, when you don't know where you're going, everything is possible. And we're just going to get on and see where we get to. Okay, so I've got my first little piece of the black lacy stuff and I'm just popping it on there. I'm just going to whack that down. Just bring the basket over so I've got them all. So I'm just popping these here and there. I don't quite know where they're going, but they're going to quite random, I think. It's sort of adding a bit of drama with the yellow against the pink and then these black bits. I'm not quite sure what they're for, but they're coming in. Pop that bit on there, I think. This is what I love about my embellishing machine, is it makes life so easy. It's so easy just to pop things on like this and go, oh look, that can go there and that can go there. Just pop that bit there, I think. Okay, so we seem to be making something here. To make sure your needles are up to the top when you finish. It's the same as your sewing machine really. I mean, I have a lever on here. I actually have a press-a-foot lever at the back, but to be honest, I don't lift mine up and down very much because I've got on the top of the machine, at the top, I've got a little knob that I turn, and that alters how high up this goes, which I have to say it's one of the features of the embellisher, this particular one, which is a baby lock with 12 needles. It's a feature of this which I really find very helpful, because if I'm wanting to put thick fabrics through or thin fabrics through, I just alter, I don't know if you can see that going up and down. That's really, really useful. And I'm not sure if all the machines have that feature. I certainly think with this machine, I think you pay for what you get, if you know what I mean. It's worth, to me it's worth every penny. It's a bit more expensive, but it certainly does the job. And P.S. I'm not advertising them. I'm just saying. Just saying. I seem to be making a sort of a line here, possibly. I don't know, it's just where it's going. So I'll finish putting these pieces on and I'll show you where we get to. Okay, so you can see this black lacy fabric has made a sort of a curve around there. I really quite like it because it's quite see-through in places, so it's not a solid black line, you're just getting hints of what's underneath plus the colour of the lace, so I quite like that. So it seems to be a circly sort of shape there, and I'm just thinking, well, I'm going to add a little bit more of the yellow onto here. Just do a little bit of pinning and fiddling about here. Just felt it needed, if that pink is showing up there, it needed, if this is going to be a curve here, then I think this central bit needed to be a bit more curvy as well. And so I'll embellish those little pieces down. And then it's a question of what I'm doing with these. Now, I've kind of cut these long and thin, and I'm feeling like they're going to be doing, I don't know about you guys, but I feel this is sort of becoming the centre of a flower. I'm saying it as I'm thinking it, and I'm guessing you will probably be seeing that too, possibly. I don't know. I mean, it could just be a pattern, it could be completely abstract, but I just feel there's something going on here that's reminding me of the inside of a flower. And I'm thinking, well, these are sort of a stameny shape, kind of, but I think they're a little bit thick as they are. I kind of cut them this shape because that seemed to be the thing to do. It's like the rays of a sun, isn't it? But I think they're a bit thick, sorry, a bit wide, so I think we'll just try cutting those in half and see what happens. It's so different to the last piece, which I really had no idea what it was, and I still, you know, it's not definitely something anyway, even at the end. Now, let me have a look at those. Is that about the right sort of, I think that's about right, I think. So if I sort of, they can be long, they can be short like that. Let's see what we think. And it's a question of what I do at this end. Ooh, so many questions, so many choices. But isn't it lovely? I'm just sitting here on a beautiful spring morning, nothing else to do but cut up my fabrics and fiddle about. I've done all my shopping this morning, so I'm all done, and that's all sorted and put away in the cupboards, and now I've come down here for my treat. Well, I do enjoy going shopping, I have to say. You get to chat to people, and I'm so grateful to be able to go and buy food so easily. I'm very lucky. Let's try another one of these. I can hear all the birds singing away outside. It's getting more and more. The nights are getting lighter and lighter. So I think that sort of length, maybe. Another one, the other one here. So the question is whether these are going to have just be like that, or whether they're going to have a big blobby thing on the end for the bit in the flower. We'll have to see, won't we? So I'll just keep cutting these up. Such a pleasure. There we go. Might have to trim some of these down a bit, and that's upside down, I think. I think this is really fascinating what this is doing for this piece. It's somehow making sense of it. Before, it was, because it was just a big expanse of colour, it didn't really make any sense, did it? It didn't say what it could be, or what it was, or it didn't, I don't know, it just didn't make any sense. And now, oops, oopsie daisy, this lace is very fiddly. It kind of sticks to your fingers. There we go. So these are very rough and ready, but as I say, I'm enjoying what this is doing to the colours. It's kind of making sense, and how different it is to have that bright green against this sort of more pastel-y colour, and then over here it really kind of makes it sort of sing over here. And it's, again, it's light, wouldn't you say? There's some light here, and there's like shade down here. I don't know. You know, when you look inside a flower, don't you, and you get the light and the shade and the depths. If you look inside a poppy or a tulip and you're looking down inside it, and you get light and shade, and I just think it's amazing. Out of nowhere, this has sort of come. So I think I need to do some embellishing and get these pieces embellished down, and I need to make some choices about what, if anything, I'm going to make. If I'm going to make some kind of stamen-y thing, because I mean these are stamens, but it's the I can't think what you call it, the bit on the end where is it anther on the end of there. Whether I want something of that ilk going on over here. It's all about questions. When you're making a piece like this, it's all about the questions. How many, how tall, how short, how fat, how thin, how big, how small, what colour, you know. And I think we definitely need an anther type thing up here. And I was just messing about, and I thought, well, do you just make a big fat, let's get a piece of this stuff. Do you make a big fat sort of version of the stalky bit, the stamen bit, or do we use, I don't feel as though I want a different kind of fabric. I don't want to go to my stash and get anything different. I don't know whether you would use, I mean you could use something like that, but I think that's too close to that. That doesn't work, but what if I use this as a colour? This is just for the colour, and I'm thinking, I think that might work. What do you think? Do you think that would work for that? Let's just have a look. Let's cut. There's another piece here. Look, there's a bit of a rough and ready piece here. Let's pop that on. Stick that on there. Quite like that. Oops, sorry, it's a bit, because I haven't ironed it all. I ironed some of it, but I didn't iron it all. It's got a bit creased. And what about if we cut out, let's actually try, this is very much on the hoof. I'm just trying to find, here we go. Let's just cut it as though it's a proper, I don't know, anthers are sort of, I don't know, big and roundy, oblongy, roundy, egg-shaped things really, to me in my head. Where if I put that on there? Oops, not a very good shape. See, the moral in this story is you should always iron your fabrics, and I don't always. I'm a bit of a slapper, I'll admit it. There we go, so something like that. If I just pin that in place. So how do we feel about that? How do we feel about that? Well, I quite like it, but it's awfully neat and tidy and orderly, whereas the rest of the piece isn't. The rest of the piece has kind of got guts to it. It's kind of a bit rough and ready, a bit like just, you know, suck it and see. The rest of it is, you know, just as it's come. And I think that's a bit too deliberate, having it cut that shape. It's a bit too polite. Whereas that, I don't know about you, but I think I like that because it's kind of rough and ready, and it's just saying, it's more about the sort of the colour and the splurge rather than this anatomically correct one, which actually makes it look like a matchstick. So I think some more sort of random shapes like that would be really good. I mean, you could even, let's just see. So I'll do some, maybe I'll do a bit of ironing again. I just really appreciate not ironing very much. I don't know about you, my iron lives in my studio. It doesn't get as far as the house. It's lived down here for many years. I don't iron anything unless I can help it, because I think it's a pointless exercise invented by people who think you should look neat and tidy. There we go. I think something like that would be quite fun, just, and it's only going to have 2 or 3 anyway, because the rest are going to be like coming over the edge of the petal, the edge of the centre here. So I think I need to get this lot embellished down, and then of course the stitching, who knows what the stitching is going to do. It's going to, you know, add another element to it and pull it together a bit like I did in the last piece. I'm hoping. This is so risky, honestly, me showing you this, me making you this is very much making this for you to see, is really, it's really quite exposing, I have to say, because it could all go horribly wrong. I might absolutely hate it when it's finished. You might hate it when it's finished, but I think it's so interesting to go through the process and let it develop and let it come. Oh gosh, did you notice the light just changed a bit there, and it's really made this green. Whoa, there's definitely a luminous kind of fluorescent quality to this green. It's quite extraordinary. I think one of the things with this piece is it needs to be very organic. I mean, obviously it's an organic subject matter, but more and more I'm trying to let go of control in what I do with my artwork. You know, in the past I would have been very prescribed what I did, and it would all have been very neat and tidy. So I'm just thinking, I think these stamens could curve a bit. I don't think they need to be straight and rigid. They can be curving and moving, because in nature that's what they do. They're not all straight and rigid, are they? And I'm just looking at this little flat base here, and I'm thinking, I've just picked up this piece. Oops, I've just picked up this little piece. Was it that one? Yeah, I think it was that one. And I just thought, ooh, what would it be like if actually it was made, this stameny anther bit was made of more than one piece of fabric, and actually we kind of gathered this over. Those of you who watched my seascape last year with the poppies might be getting a bit of a blast from the past here, but actually making it a bit more 3D, I'm liking that. I think that's giving a different edge to it. It's not all flat and held down. There's potential for a feeling of movement and sort of an organic nature to it. So I'm thinking I'll do the same for this piece up here. That can have a bit more kind of scopped on top, and I'm not going to worry about kind of what the pieces of fabric look like to start with. As I say, I'm really very much trying to let go of control. I'm not let my head say, ooh, that needs to be neater than that, and it needs to be tidier, it needs to be controlled. And I'm just going, oh, actually, no, it doesn't. It doesn't at all. And I think that adds a nice depth to the piece. So that's what I'm going to do. Isn't that fun? Who knew? Who knew that's what I was going to do? It just keeps changing and developing, and the ideas come. This is why I always say, once you get started, the ideas can just come, and it's through play. Okay, so I've put together a little pot with some possible colours in here, which looks rather tasty. I'm really liking the colours coming together. It's lovely when you put them in a pot like this. They just kind of sing. They sing to each other, and it's funny, if you take the black away, that just doesn't have the same impact. If you put the black in, it just really sort of anchors it somehow. So I'm thinking that's a bit too yellow. I don't think we want that one. There's this one, and I think that was a little bit pale. It's just, I can't rush out to a shop and buy new threads because I don't have anywhere locally that sells threads anymore. So I have to make use of what I've got, which I do really quite like. So I think I'm going to use this one. It's going to be a good enough match, and it'll just lift the yellow and bring it together. I'm hoping with some free machine embroidery.
Ba ba da ba